graffiti when I was quite young. I was 13, painting walls, illegal walls and trains. I kept doing it, but I was doing legal walls too with the tool that I had at the time. So I started to look into, what I was doing and the impact that the work that you do outside has to the public. I ended up looking into my first memory of a wall that was painted. Like 5 or 6, and we used to see these few old murals from the revolution period that we had in '74. My father was an influence because he was an activist on it, and I remember when I was a kid that I saw these walls that were kind of left-wing, that they were looking to the future and to sort of utopia kind of dream that got everyone together. Then in the mid-90s you had a big boom in advertising and went over these murals, the explosive murals that were part of history in a way. And then more advertising, more graffiti, and then the council started to clean it and paint it all white. So it was like the streets or the walls in the city were reflecting the changes that were going through 20, 30 years. The walls were getting fatter, centimeters by year because of all these layers that were building up. Why should I build one more layer on top of these whole layers? And then eventually I went to the wall, carve on the wall, expose the bricks and what's inside.
It's like sort of an archaeologist kind of process. You dig into those layers that you expose history. You sort of make the invisible visible. And this is one of the motives that I want the most.
The faces are a big part of my work. You humanize a place, the face in place, people can relate to it. Carving a wall, stretching a wall with the face of a person, it's kind of poetic in the sense that people carve their own cities and cities are carved by the same people. I consider myself an activist. I try to give places to artists in Lisbon, try to get them their voice heard. There is no money, so people do it for the sake of it. So I think that's kind of what makes it special. It was making sense for the work to go elsewhere because in a way all these places, when you go to Shanghai and you see in 20 years there was fields, like agricultural fields, and now it's the biggest concentration of skyscrapers. You see that the layers of evolution there were even faster than what I saw here.
I think cities has a lot to gain by giving space to artists to create in it, not just for the cultural life, but also for the fact that it basically makes the life more interesting in the city.
I'm trying to make the people that see the art to reflect on the changes that are going through our cities and the pace of the changes that are affecting us in a way that sometimes we don't realize.